Thank you, Chairman Latta and Ranking Member Castor, for holding this important hearing on grid reliability. Iowa's 1st District has emerged as a national leader in renewable energy, including wind energy, with 59% of our electricity now generated from this renewable resource. It has the power to be transformative for our region, driving down energy costs for families and businesses while also creating jobs in manufacturing. Our success with wind demonstrates how quickly clean energy can be deployed at scale. In just 5 years, we've reduced coal dependence from 45% to 23% while maintaining some of the lowest electricity rates in the country. However, as I've already heard, we have to recognize that a balanced, diversified approach is critical for grid reliability. Our natural gas facilities in Coralville and Burlington provide flexible generation needed. Our historic Keokuk hydroelectric plant contributes baseload renewable power that's been operating reliably since 1913, and we have an additional hydroelectric plant at Lake Red Rock. The closure of Iowa's only nuclear plant, Duane Arnold, represented a loss of 601 megawatts of carbon-free baseload power, and I'm encouraged by NextEra's discussion about potentially restarting operations at this facility. And as we listen to testimony from the regional grid operators today, I'm particularly interested in MISO. I've been there, I had a wonderful tour, and I encourage all members to visit their grids, and how they're integrating increasing amounts of renewable energy while ensuring we maintain sufficient dispatchable resources to address the reliability challenges highlighted in your memorandum. The recent loss of load expectation 2025-2026 study found that wind's effective load carrying capability in winter dropped drastically from 53% to 29% year over year. And we, of course, saw that in the polar vortex in Texas. As a state that has invested heavily in wind, this is concerning. What's driving this change, and what are the implications for future wind development? And Ms. Curran, what's your approach to maintaining reliability?
Thank you. One of the implications of this portfolio shift that is underway is that we have increasing dependencies and correlations between our type of generation. And we are increasingly looking at what is available when it is most challenging from an operational perspective, including the time when you most need resources may be changing, and that certainly affects that accreditation. We are very focused on making sure that we are coming up with the right values so that those that are making the decisions to invest in resources can understand what value they provide, both from that capacity perspective as well as energy. The other piece of the equation that we have not talked a lot about today is transmission. So transmission is necessary to get the resources from where they are generating to where they are needed. In MISO, we benefit from a large geographic diversity, and that means we have the opportunity to transport power across multiple states that may have different weather patterns at different times to help meet that reliability need.
Thank you. Mr. Asthana, President Trump has made it clear that he sees co-location as a key arrangement to power data centers. However, co-location arrangements in PJM have become a major policy topic at FERC and in states that have inhibited timely access to energy for data centers. When structured correctly, co-location can provide timely access to energy while ensuring other ratepayers are held harmless. How can PJM ensure that co-location arrangements are allowed to move forward in a timely manner?
We actually made a filing with FERC yesterday highlighting 3 different ways in our current rules that you can actually accomplish co-location, and then we suggested 5 other mechanisms to do that, and now we're awaiting feedback from FERC on how best to proceed.
Thank you. In the 2024 Long-Term Reliability Assessment Report, NERC recommends that to maintain demand and supply balance, dispatchable generators, including carbon-based fuel generators, must be available and capable of following changing electricity demand. And for the past 2 years when I was on this committee, we've hammered on this. To ensure reliability, what measures are you taking to discourage premature retirement of carbon-based fuel generators, such as the Power Plant 2.0 rule? How are we able to maintain dispatchable or energy when we're retiring carbon-based fuel generators prematurely?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I partially answered this earlier, but part of it is through sending the right market price signal to induce them to stay. Part of it is through working with our states and federal regulators to try to ensure that we don't have rules that force these generators offline prematurely.
And I would say the same, market rules that ensure that these resources get appropriate compensation, and then in our ability as having a regional view, providing information about what the supply-demand balance really is. And we have seen states taking action based on that information that we've provided.
And thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I have a question to submit for the record, and I yield back.